Our first speaker, Kriszti, is an alumna of AIESEC in Benin and Hungary. She's a holder of a master's in leadership and management and is extremely passionate about reducing inequalities. In 2019, she opened a private funded business incubator, theSPACE, in Cotonou, and she believes that young people in the developing world can reach their potential through becoming entrepreneurs. She'll be talking about AIESECpreneurship. So welcome, Kriszti. Thank you for being here, and you have the floor.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for the introduction, Tina. I'm here today to talk about the vision I have for AIESEC Alumni through AIESECpreneurship. We, as AIESECers, we all strive to make the world a better place and to allow people to fulfill their potential. No matter where, under what circumstances, when we meet a fellow AIESECer, we click. This is the beauty of the AIESEC ecosystem. It implants the AIESEC values into our hearts. So that's why we are so much alike from the inside. We are all purpose-driven and socially sensitive. Currently, we have an estimated number of 1 million AIESEC alumni living on this planet today. What potential lays in that? Imagine that all of us, we unite our efforts to dominate the business sector. How the world would look different if we alumni come together to support AIESECers into becoming the next Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, or the next inventor of the next big thing. How different that would make the world, because we could all carry our AIESEC values in our hearts and sitting in those high positions. So I believe theSPACE has a true potential to become a signature program of AIESEC alumni and to support AIESECers and position them into those high business positions. We all know that behind every decision made determining the future of humankind, there is a lobby activity. And most probably, it's backed by some businesses' interest. So I want to ask you to imagine the future where AIESECers are influencing those decisions. Imagine the power and the resources AIESEC could have to move forward humankind for better. That's why I say that it's our duty as AIESECers to help each other to get into those positions all over the world. So technically, that's the vision I have for you. But now I really want to share my self-discovery journey, which led through AIESEC, how I found this vision and how I believe it can even help you to understand how this program can make an impact in the world. So I first went for an AIESEC experience to Ghana, and that was actually the first time I left my continent, Europe. So you can imagine the cultural shock I had. That was the first time I really started to notice, I knew before the differences, which means living in a developing world and living in the developed world. I knew it, but that was the first time I really experienced on my skin how different it is. I took shower from a bucket of water every day. I washed my hair in it, and I washed my clothes with my hands. So I could at least a little bit have a taste of what the external environment looks like and what the life looks like living there. So it was really the first time for me to understand my privileges. And then in 8 months, I went back as an MC. Of course, I met with like-minded AIESECers and all passionate and talented people on my volunteer experience. So that's why I came back, because I fall in love with the region. I love it. Despite all challenges, I felt connected. So when I was MC, that was the first time I experienced the difficulties running a business in that external environment, which is way much harsher than mine. Because when I ran AIESEC in Hungary, it was very different. it was, in Benin, it was more slow. It was more difficult. And we couldn't have the same access to very basics like internet, electricity, clean water. There is access, but it's not the same what I experienced before in Europe. So don't let me start on services like starting a GoFundMe campaign. It's not working at all. You can't sign up from that region, or even PayPal or other services. So you can really understand how the external environment puts limitation on the people over there. So that realization really sank in. And I really felt the privileges I have being born in this part of the world. And I thought to myself, and I felt called to use my privileges to make the world a better place for them. Because I realized that most probably I'm not any more talented or any more better than those people around there. But I was born here, and that's what makes a difference for me to access services and opportunities. And I don't think so it's fair. But as I said, I felt this calling. I felt this calling to use all the chances and opportunities I have in life, because I was born here, to make the world a better place for them and fight for reducing inequalities. So that was a really life-changing experience. And when I look around in AIESECers or my university classmates in Hungary, what I noticed, most of them, they went into careers with big companies, which is great. But only a handful of them stood out to become entrepreneurs. When I look around among my friends in Africa, most of them want to be entrepreneurs. Well, they don't have much choice. In West Africa, 70% of the population is under age 30. And you can clearly see there is a huge gap in the labor market. That made me realize people from being born in that environment, they don't have the same rights to make choices over their lives and their careers the same way I do, being born here. So the space was created to ease the weight on the shoulders of those young AIESEC alumni who wants to start a business. Those limitations which I experienced on my own skin as an MC, that accessing office, accessing tools, accessing internet, or accessing meeting or training room for our activities, it's really, really difficult. So that's what the space is providing. And we aspire to make AIESECpreneurs successful and have sustainable businesses within only 3 years. And we want to provide them everything necessary to make this happen. So we aim to engage 100 AIESECpreneurs in the next 10 years with this only one single office with 20 workstations. And with that, we plan to create at least 500 jobs through them. We also plan to engage 200 AIESEC alumni in the next 3 years for knowledge transfer activities to support those AIESECpreneurs. And we succeeded last year in our pilot year. It's just 1 year and a little bit, few months the space exists, but we succeeded to engage 20 alumni already. And for this term, we already activated 5 coaches, 5 mentors, 1 consultant, and about 9 trainers. And we have a pool of alumni who signed up to volunteer with us in these activities for the next term. There is a huge need also from the alumni side to be involved in activities which really makes a difference in the world. I know this from evidence because I reached out to people around in my network in AIESEC Alumni, it doesn't matter if it's individual or an association. People connect to this thing. People connect to help each other as AIESECers. We've been selected by AIESEC Fund for fundraising last summer. We have the SPACE program as alumni team program of AIESEC Alumni Europe. We are also backed by AIESEC Alumni Middle East and Africa. And even AIESEC Alumni International is looking into ways to incorporate our good case practices to spread it all over the world. Yes, that's right. We believe that this solution to provide incubation for AIESECpreneurs, this should be in every place where we have AIESECers, where we have an AIESEC community. Imagine that world. And the SPACE project is working on it and piloting it right now. So I call you to join us and to help us unite the alumni community, unite all our powers, all our expertise to support AIESECers into these positions to make the world a better place. So if you want to join us to become volunteers on those activities, please click on this link. I will share it with you in the chat. And you need to know that currently we have 13 AIESECpreneurs in incubation waiting for support. And we also plan to have next year 20 entities in incubation to fill up the whole office, because we, as I mentioned, we have 20 seats, workstations. So this is what we do, and this is what we invite you to join in. Thank you for your attention.
So kudos, like very huge kudos to what you're doing. It sounds amazing. It's an amazing idea.